Good morning, guys. We had cheap pizzas again last night, so that means we've got 2 cardboard discs that I'm going to use for wheels, and we've got 2 of these cardboard boxes, but I'm hoping I can just get away with one of them. I'm going to try a very simple, I suppose, rubber band powered car. I'm going to cut holes either side here. I've got this wooden dowel that I've used on one of my previous cars, which is just wide enough to go right the way through. I shall cut a big area out there, and we'll have a 2-wheeled chariot. I think it's the best way to call it. Rubber band will come down here somewhere and attach down here. Just depends how much friction we get here. So we'll have a go. Finding the centre of these is always a problem. I've got this that I made up quite a while ago. It's a right angle with a line drawn through the middle. See the red line? So in theory, if you put something in there so it touches in like that, then you should be able to mark and draw a line across there. Do the same again. Do it in a few places, and then if you use a straight edge to join those lines together, we should get the middle of the disc. Yeah, so that should be the middle. So that's where we want to make the hole for the axle. I'll reinforce all the holes with super glue to stiffen it up, and we'll see if it works. To make the hole big enough for that axle, I'm going to have to work up with different sized implements to widen it up. That's probably going to go off centre a bit as I do it, but we'll carry on. Yeah, I'll work on that until we get it about the right size. So I've got holes and a big area cut out there. I'll put super glue around the edges of these holes to stiffen them up a bit. And this is what we're aiming for. So we'll find out if it's strong enough in a minute. It might be necessary to put some glue down the inside to stiffen that up and make it rigid. but we'll try it and see what happens. I've cut a couple of slots there to put the rubber band round. So wind it round itself. I'm not sure which way up to run it. Have to do a bit of glue in there, I think. Right, rubber band, hold it in place, wrap it round so it goes over itself. Like that, that's holding it in place. And then wind it up. And the trouble is, if you wind it up too much, we haven't got enough grip. We either have to increase the weight of this or put some sort of grip on the wheels. So it's probably a matter of adding weight to it, because otherwise we get wheel spin. But it works. I don't think we'll get the full distance, but I'll give it a try. Well, I didn't expect we'd manage that, but we did. Success. Full 8 meters. We'll try and chase it this time. I found this is the best way to hold it, down on the edge here. A couple of other things I might mention. To try and reduce friction, I've rubbed candle wax round the axle where it goes through into the cardboard of the bodywork, and I've also put candle wax on the edge where the wheels might rub it, hoping that that will reduce the friction. Ideally, you only want it to be touching the ground just on the edges of the box, so that reduces the friction as well. You can see the way that's shaped. It's just those outside edges that touch the ground at the back. And the other thing I'm doing, which I can't show with just one hand, is I'm stretching the rubber band before I'm winding it. So that means we get more turns. Try again. Yep, that'll do. Summary time. What have we got? we've got a rubber band powered car made from the packaging from a cheap pizza. In fact, 2 packages, because we needed 2 wheels. These are the cardboard trays that are actually underneath the pizza in the packaging, and then this is the cardboard box it came in. And I did need to add that wooden dowel for the axle. That was one I'd used on one of my previous projects. I think it's about 15mm diameter. Yeah, about 15mm diameter. Can't remember exactly, but that looks about right. And obviously we needed some rubber bands. And I did put super glue on the cardboard where we cut the holes to stiffen it up. And I've also rubbed candle wax where the cardboard wheels are going to rub on the bodywork to try and reduce the friction, and a bit of candle wax on the axle there where it rubs against the bodywork. So a bit of candle wax, cardboard packaging from the pizza, and a wooden dowel and some rubber bands. Nice big space cut out there to give us access to the axle so we can wrap the rubber band around it. And then I cut 2 slots here just so we can loop the rubber band over. And that's it, done. Just a little bit extra, I did mention I was stretching the rubber band so that we got more turns. So first of all, rubber band around, so it goes over itself, that holds it in place, and then I'm pulling back on the band as I'm winding it up. So we're getting far more turns. You see it's stretched there and it's loose behind my hand. We're getting far more turns onto the axle than we would if we just let it go and wind up normally. So rubber band loose there, tight there, because I'm stretching it. And you can get lots more turns so you can go much further. It does reduce the power a little bit for each turn, but in this case we don't want too much power because it makes the wheels spin instead of grip. So less power but more distance. See the amount that moves with just a little bit of a turn there. But if I tension it, we can get the full turn of the axle for the same amount of movement.